to you, to be fair. Going live, apparently. And we're live. Sweet. Okay. Where did we leave off last week?
We're doing a race.
Yes!
Sniffing.
And some of us are doing something else.
Some of you are doing something else, and that will be... so basically the session, I don't honestly know how long we're going to go for. I've got, like, 2 sections planned. I wanted Matt here so we could have Theodore for some more meaningful interaction with some particular characters. So we'll be doing that next week, and then possibly moving on to the next destination from there. In fact, yes, that's basically what next week's going to be. This week, we have the race, obviously, and then we have some Rwengi to deliver.
Rwengi?
Rwengi.
Yes, it's where Mouse gets to hit something and I get to shoot something.
Yes.
Rwengi.
So it'll be sort of 2 pairs of 2s, and that said, I'm not saying you won't get to use the Thunderhawk if you win it, as a hot extraction method in case shit goes tits up.
That's how we deal with problems, chaps.
That's what I thought.
Or at mounted las cannons.
No, because I've obviously got such a great memory and my notes, apparently I didn't bother to note this bit specifically down, but I believe we left off with like 2-3 days to go before the race.
I think it was a week. Yeah, I've got noted down a week. 1 week to go.
Oh, sweet.
To the race.
Okay then.
And Mouse ate a lot of... Mouse has eaten a lot of crab cakes up till this point.
I was going to say, there's probably a body percentage of just crab cake at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a calculable amount.
Can I just intervene and make a quick suggestion?
Of course.
Keep Sandwich's character a shipboard security kind of thing.
Whatever.
As an NPC.
I was going to borrow him for some, like heroic saving somebody's life at some point, possibly, maybe. So he could actually... Yeah. Mostly so he could actually fulfill the purpose he was supposed to be here for. As, the vendor of Theodore and all that sort of shit. But that didn't happen. Anyway.
on to better things.
On to better things. So a week to go, and you'll have been told what the course is so far. This is the course, going anti-clockwise from the start-finish line. Just get my notes up. I've actually used the GM layer in Roll20. Ooh, I'm fancy. Run you through some highlights. So the first circle, every yellow circle is going to be a roll. So for first one, since you're in pole position, a pass will maintain your position up until the next one, and then there's going to be like a sort of chicane over the lake, a couple of 90-degree turns in the forest over here. They're going to be good fun. These are both quite difficult. A vertical U-turn, because why not? Which is going to be like a dive down to here. You're going to have to pull up. It's going to be great. And a big sort of skirt like along the deck, along the beach. Then up into the spire. Around some fancy spires, and try not to crash into anybody and kill a whole load of nobles that, have earned more in a day than you have in your whole life. That'd be really fucking awkward. And then a weapons-free sprint back to the finish.
I call it acceptable losses.
I mean, it's it'd be a bit awkward if you died, because, I mean, realistically, I think the only person that might stand half a chance of surviving the fall is actually Lucius, in all fairness, because that armor though, and crazy climby, like 9 destructible mega dendrites.
And the fact you could basically just rebuild him.
That too, yes.
Yeah, that damn man's made out of Lego.
So we just have to try and fall on Lucius, is what you're saying?
Yes, I don't think mine's going to be in the cutter though.
No, you're too heavy, man.
Yeah,
You
I
established.
think that might be a bit of a liability. I think he might be spectating.
Yes.
He's
Alright.
got some man-sized binoculars by the sidelines, which look adorable.
These look like tiny opera glasses
Yes!
in his hands.
He's getting pinched between thumb and forefinger very delicately. And
Just the tip of his tongue stuck out in concentration.
that's the one, yeah. But yes, it's recommended that the road traders go in the ships themselves for all the credits and glory. Most are participating in that. The only I was going to say only the more elderly ones are sort of abstaining from that for obvious reasons because they would all sit around drinking. Grandfather Constantine is going to be sitting out, as well as what was it? It was Ignatius Swims it. That was it. The
Crazy uncle?
no, Ignatius Wimsit was the head of the Wimsit family. The
He's the one that's ended up as the rival of
Aye.
Constantine.
yes, Anthony Wimsit is Constantine's sort of direct rival, as it were. The funny uncle, Uncle Alexander, is going to be racing, and his ship is third place, so might end up having a conversation with that. Hendrickson would know that the pilot actually for Uncle Alexander being his previous mentor.
Yeah, boy. Don't be tussling with the Lenny.
Okay, he's called Lenny. Cool. That's his effort on my part. Cool. I actually forgot that detail. So congrats, your mentor is called Lenny. No
That
comment.
explains a lot.
So yes, Lenny, the grizzled veteran that slapped you over the head for getting many things wrong many times, and was eventually either too fed up with you, or actually genuinely thought you were good enough to go off and fly for some other rogue trader. You couldn't tell which, but he's there, he's flying, and he's going to be carting around Crazy Uncle Al in number 3. There will be 10 participants, including yourselves. See how that goes. Thanks to the prep that Lucy's been doing, and we ran the techiest roll for that last time, which is 8.7 degrees of success. I've decided to add a little mechanic in. Lucius can assist with power management at a tech use of -30, and for every degree of success will be a +10 for pilot checks.
So this is like you're playing FTL and you stick some extra power bars into the
essentially, yeah. That's quite a good analog. I've made this all up on the fly, and in my head it seems to sort of work. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It might end up being like piss easy, but there's dice rolls involved and plenty of them, so it could all go completely wrong. Especially given that the forest is a weapons-free zone. Likewise, there's a completely open weapons-free zone. Right at the last.
Just a quick one. Are we pretending Constantine is on the ship?
He will be on the ship, yes.
So will he be able to use his +10 occasionally?
Every now and again, yes. We'll leave that up to a group decision as to when that would be appropriate. But I don't know. I think I'll do that for. We'll allow that for every other yellow marker. Or for every other roll. So you might.
How many?
Or how many points is there? 10 of them. So I'll let you use it 6 times.
How many laps is there?
1.
1.
1 lap.
Okay.
I was gonna say I don't have like any skilling in this. No, I do have skilling in this. Yeah, so it's a big ass race.
Fair enough.
And obviously these are in fairly fast flying machines and all that sort of stuff, so it shouldn't be that long in theory, but it's a long enough race. It's a pleasure world. It's a huge untouched Earth-like planet. So literally every building exists on it for the enjoyment or luxury of somebody that can pay for it. So yeah, we have there's about a week left. So I was going to say this week will essentially consist of Theodore hobnobbing with all the various road traders that are arriving. So let's see, we've got characters to. I was going to say, the road trader with the bounty honor, Alexis Paravorn, makes yourself known to the Constantines one night at dinner, and seems very, very pleasant for all intents and purposes. I imagine some of you would be quite taken. Has a large Ogryn butler with her.
Obviously, I wouldn't be there. I'd be directly staying out of her way for now.
Yeah.
But if Scythia's there, then Scythia would know who she is, wouldn't she? So
yes, and that will play into. But unless anyone's got anything to sort of add for the coming week, I mean, the way this sort of planet's working is you've got all amenities available and sort of paid for you at the minute. Well, then it's it's a limited suite of bits and bobs. All the really expensive, crazy luxury stuff is off limits, but you can get around, you can get fed, you can use the pool. It's chill.
Lucia will just be when Scythia's got some spare time. She'll be going over things with Scythia. She's got a spare few minutes or anything, working out plans and stuff.
Yeah. There. I was going to say throughout that week, Scythia will be on her plan, which I will surprise us all a bit later. But throughout that whole week, it'll be getting planned out and organized. So I will assume, unless anyone says otherwise, that Lucius and Hendrickson in particular will be spending the week prepping the gun cutter for the race. What kind of things would you be doing to prep it? I mean, sort of kind of might have touched this last week, but just in general, I guess.
Throwing out dead weight, some stuff we don't need. Arcade machines, comfy chairs, don't need that. Like shaving down some like less critical parts of metal, like drilling some holes here and there, not like in the outside of the hull, but more like inside of struts, just to save a little tiny bit of weight, just like what aircraft manufacturers did in World War II, like drill some holes in some frames, save a tiny bit of weight. If he's still got time, he'll try and fashion some crude aerodynamic fins, like little tiny things that you see on F1 cars, just to try and help a little bit. But other than that, you can't really do that much with just a week. That's what we keep doing, like treble, quadruple checking everything works mechanically and so on.
I'm having visions of Scrap Heap Challenge right now, and everyone frantically rushing around, and yeah.
Stop blowing holes in my ship.
I'm just imagining the theme tune.
Somewhere the Warhammer equivalent of Lawrence Bowen is making snarky comments as they.
I used to work with someone who was friends with Lawrence Bowen. They went to car shows together.
All right, okay.
Nice. Oh, it's such a good show. I hate that they can't do stuff like that anymore because insurance, the health and safety, and it's like it's so good though. Anyway, so I was going to say, not that it was sort of relevant for you because you've got a fairly standard gun cutter. All the sort of race regulations. We're essentially enforcing various craft all the same, rough size and there's nothing that's been explicitly made for racing. It has obviously been intended. Things are actually used in day-to-day life. Like the actual service vehicles and gun cutters that very true traders use. So there's plenty of stuff that's sort of fairly similar in shape, size, model to what you have going on. A couple of slightly different variants, but everything's fitting the same sort of purpose, and it should be a pretty fair race. I know what the dice rolls are, so yes, it will be a pretty fair race. What's that?
Lieutenant Commander Garville will make sure that the second gun cutter is prepped and ready to go at a second's notice.
No worries.
Just in case it's needed for, rescue or anything.
Mouse was just going to be on general guarding duties because I don't think there's much else useful he could be doing.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Rescue.
I was going to say, I would say, Mouse would probably be sort of pulled along as another rather luxurious looking bodyguard of sorts. Having your own Ogryn is still kind of impressive since the guard tends to keep quite a tight hold on them. So it's impressive enough that having Mouse around is, wouldn't necessarily say showing him off, but
Certainly a novelty.
yeah, there's definitely a novelty to it. Yeah. So it's fair to say throughout this week, Mouse will have had all the access to any crab-related delicacies that he may wish.
I'm sure he's also at some point visited the pool in his Ogryn Speedos.
Oh dear. I'm sure there were some very indignified noble ladies.
Especially when he farted in the pool. He would do that, I imagine.
Somebody let off a small frag grenade.
I'm pitching a perfect blend between Hulk and Shrek.
You never know. I mean, how many phone numbers do you reckon Mouse will have also picked up during this time?
He might have picked up a few restraining orders more than phone numbers, but
that might be a bit too much rough for noble ladies looking for a bit of rough.
A little bit too much, yes. I was going to say, while they may like the idea of getting snapped like a twig, they don't actually like, I was going to say men that can, actually follow through with it,
Putting the rough in rough and tumble.
Oh, cool. I just realized I did actually give your mentor a name. It was Garrett Kane, nowadays Lenny Kane. Okay. Okay.
Much more dignifying.
He'll also, Commander Garville will also make sure there's a permanent, as best they can, track the ship.
Which ship?
Their Hendrickson ship, just in case.
Oh, okay.
Prepping a rescue. Laughs in game ending explosions.
We'll see. Yeah, fair enough. I was gonna say Matt had a request for me. I mean, he requested it, so I suppose I will follow through. I might as well just say to the rest of everybody. Let's see. So there was some discussion. For those who didn't know, the Halo device has been located on the gun cutter up to now because he still hasn't got rid of it for some reason. That will have been entrusted in a side dampened box and all the rest of it to Second Lieutenant Garville, and that will have been left on the ship in a safe place of its choosing. The rosette has been given to Scythia for safekeeping, just in case the whole thing goes down in a blaze of glory. Be the right word. So yeah, Hill Advice is up on the ship, and Cynthia's got the roselle on her. Worth pointing out, none of you would know this, but just for reference. Matt's not here to make those decisions. Okay. And unless there's anything to add for this week, we can skip on forward to the race day. Cool.
Yeah,
Race day.
don't think there's anything else.
Fantastic. Excuse me. Okay, so the final the lineup, the positions, the racing line.
Starting grid.
Starting grid, that's the one. Tells me also I watched F1. Is yourselves, with Hendrickson at the wheel, of course. Theodore will be acting as co-pilot. Really, he's just in charge of pressing the attack this command on the heavy boulders. In second place, you have Ignatius Whimsit in a gun cutter, much the same as yourselves. Third place is a rotator called Elza Brandt. In fourth place is Crazy Uncle Al. Gabriel Croft, Havelock Thrace, Alexis Paravorn is in seventh. You have a guy called Carlisle LaRue that was trying to hit it off with Scythia, didn't get very far. You have Anthony Whimsit, who is in the penultimate spot, and then you have Grandad Constantine's ship in 10th. So, pretty good representation of both the Whimsit and Constantine families. Will there be any smack talk to your mentor, or is it going to be a fairly straightforward day?
I barely acknowledged him.
Nice.
Got my eyes on the prize.
Fantastic. I was going to say, Lucius, it's safe to notice that from some of the other tech priests from the various other traders and establishments around the place, your mechadendrites are getting some funny looks. Some of them. So some of them definitely look a little more curious. They seem to be some of the more junior ones, but certainly some of the more senior ones are giving you
Daggers?
Veiled anger? Yeah.
Jealous.
Distinct disapproval. Jealousy also works, I suppose. But yeah. Let's just get going, I guess. Okay, so as soon as you're all mounted up in your ships, you've got, I know, I mean, for lack of an easier analog, think fucking like pod racing in episode 1. You're that general sort of setup. You've got like a small arena with all the it's like open-ended arena with all the ships lined up in the middle and the track and all the various spectators. So you see like I mean, everyone's a VIP around here, but in the VIP boxes, there's like huge hollow layouts of the track and having a good time and getting taking full advantage of the various facilities by themselves. Okay, let's get going, I guess. So I will take a flying roll for get going, and that is going to be a flat pilot flyers roll. Just for reference, any rolls I give will be the base rolls I have on the screen. Obviously apply any relevant bonuses to them, mostly in your case kills them for the like tech use rolls. So. Fantastic. So the race will begin. You will maintain pole position for the first leg. It's not weapons free yet, and it's good to go.
It's lights out and away we go.
Is there a commentator that sounds like Murray Walker?
Why not?
Good.
He's only available to the VVIPs though. The pleb VIPs just get a generic servitor voice. That's that's how you keep the profits up right there. Okay. So that's first leg, and moving along. There is a chicane set up in the middle of the lake, and I will require a flying test at a +10.
Ah,
So the way this can be working, I will be rolling against you as if I'm the. I will be acting as person in
second place. So
Yep. And they don't have a flight skill as good as yours, but they've passed and you've failed in that case. I could be really nice and allow you to use skill points or fate points of anybody on the ship for the sake of this.
that would be very nice of you.
Are we allowed to make suggestions?
Of course, yeah.
It might not be a bad idea if you're just behind in second place when you get to the weapons free point.
Which one's the weapons free point again?
As soon as you transition
there.
into the forest, it's going to be weapons free.
Ah,
That's just a suggestion. Whether it's workable, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a thought.
I wasn't gonna try and change the roll anyway because it's marginal.
Fair enough. In that case, that is pretty much the right call. You have definitely lost a lot of the ground you gained in the first place there, but you haven't lost first place yet. Your scanners will tell you that they're about 50 meters behind you, and any major mistakes at this point will lose you first place. Okay, moving along. So you're about to transition into the massive redwood forest. These are all redwoods on steroids. There's plenty of room to maneuver the ships around, but you're obviously never going to be going in a straight line for very long. So this is going to be a flying test at -10.
Oof.
That's 2 degrees.
Before we get into the, sorry, go on.
I was going to say that's 2 degrees of failure on your opponent. So as long as you don't fail by that much, maintain ahead. There you go.
Nice.
Bloody nim.
Nice smooth transition. Because of that failure, we're going to
I
swap.
have a need for speed.
So your scanners will note that the person behind you has lost their position, and Elsa Brandt is behind you now. Whatever relevancy that is, I suppose. Okay, so fairly, it is now weapons free, and
At this stage, I'd like to make boost roll, power roll.
Okay.
Try and get as far ahead as possible, which is my thinking. If anyone else agrees or disagrees.
Yeah.
All right, cool. It was tech use -20,
-30. And for,
-30. Okay.
and for every degree, Hendrickson gets a +10 on his next flying roll.
I'm assuming I'll be able to like plug my implants into the cutter, right?
That kind of idea, yeah. So I mean, you know, the idea being you're reorganizing the power so it's like optimized at every point, sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just asking because I get a +10 in that case if I'm able to plug myself in.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. So in that case, can I get a flying skill, a flat roll? Well, sorry, a +20 fly roll. I will see if you make any flying. Nice.
Oh, that's the
5,
beauty.
very nice.
Very nice. Cool. She fucking like eating dust right there. Whatever way you've got this all set up, you're able to weave around very significantly. That's failure. You are very significantly ahead at this point. And I will be doing a 6 roll against you, but it's going to be at a minus, like... That is a failure. Cool. So your sort of your nav will pick up like a weapons lock on you. There will be like sort of half a redwood, sort of about 10 meters to your left explodes, but whatever really. Can't handle that speed. So coming up to the first of the two 90-degree turns. This is going to be at a minus 30.
I would vote for a +10 off Constantine right now.
Yep.
Fair enough. So-
Minus 20. Just having a quick look at my things. Can't really command myself.
No.
That would be hilarious. Minus 20. Ah! How does Mastery of Smallcraft work, Phil? Because all it says is reroll failed pilot test with Smallcraft.
Well, in that case, you get free. That would technically mean you get a free reroll every time you fail.
Oh. I'm abusing that. Please. Damn.
Okay, that's not so bad. I was actually gonna like make life a bit nasty for that. Because anything below like 4 degrees of success is going to actually cause problems. Other than simply losing position. So
Yeah.
that's not so bad. So the gap you had before is closed down a fair bit. Still, comfortable distance, but you can actually sort of visually make guard at this point. Okay, and next turn. Fast and Furious. Ooh, cool. So, right. Well, actually, you give me your roll for the second turn.
Modify.
Same again, unless you want to use another command from Theodore.
I would say yes. These are the difficult turns, so use them on the difficult bits.
Okay. So minus 20 again. Ah!
Nice.
Nice. So with that 100, you make the turn with just about relative ease. Yeah, I know. I guess it sort of snuck up on you a little tiny bit sooner than you're anticipating, but nonetheless squeaked it. The cutter behind you, not so lucky. The Cronus Expanse is down 1. Oh, that's a shame. I kind of want to use her. Wah, wah. The Cronus Expanse is down 1. Lord Captain Elza Brandt. The ship hurls straight into a redwood and goes kablooey.
Ouch.
That's what a 100 is gonna get you.
And as a side note,
Pod racing.
you need to write a new character that you may want to use.
At this point, Phil should have a retinue of those just in case.
Okay, it's going fairly smoothly actually. Still plenty of room to go though. So because she went kablooey, I'm going to do your next opponent. Holy shit!
Oh.
Wow, that second turn's getting rid of people left, right, and center.
Is that a death, or do they survive in a vegetative state?
I mean, are we talking like sand people sniping with rifles here
Not far away.
from the
Well,
cannons?
I didn't want to say exactly what I'd be doing while the race was on, but you know.
Well, and I'm going to say 99 is they survive, but in critical condition.
I mean, With the rolls, they must already be vegetables when they're racing.
Okay, so that 99 was so that was Elzebrand that was behind you, went kablooey. This one's Ignatius Whimsit. So that's Anthony Whimsit's father. He himself wasn't on it, so let's see if he's pilot, co-pilot, or tech priest survives. Pilot survives. Cool.
First
Fine.
blood.
That's fourth blood technically.
Oh, right, well, okay.
Okay, so
Ultra kill.
So, Uncle Al's ship is the next behind you. So, Uncle Al, your mentor, Flight Marshal Lenny Kane, and some tech priests are the closest behind you.
Yeah,
And
boy.
because I like them, I will give them a couple of hit points.
Hey.
Okay, let's go to them. Yeah, they sail around the corner, but they're like a full turn behind you. So.
That's who trained me. You don't wrestle with the Lenny.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is the vertical U-turn section. So you're expected to like go up to the top of the canopy and sort of back down and blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah, on top of canopy, then we're shutting the engines off.
That sort of thing, yeah. Whatever floats your boat. This is surprisingly an
Star points.
Yeah, so this is minus 20.
That's fine. I wouldn't re-roll
Yeah,
that.
that's
0.2 is fine.
Yep, basically.
Salvageable.
So yeah, small salt at the top and lost a bit of ground, but you don't crash and burn like that. And by the time you get up to this next section, let's find out. You know, I'm gonna reroll that. Fuck's sake. Really? I don't want to kill them off. That's no fun. But
Fight point.
that was the fate point. They got the
You
D6.
could like to burn it, surely.
He clipped one of his wings off when he managed to turn it.
Hang on, let's see if Tech Priest is going to help out. Yeah, Tech Priest is he's going to burn a fate point. Yeah, so he's still on your tail. Nice dice.
Railroading.
Fair enough. But with those rolls, yeah, you've got loads of room. The weapons lock is in effect. So this is the speed section. So there's a steep dive off a cliff because there's a rather heavily enforced flight ceiling at this point. So can I get a minus 30 for what has to be a very sharp maneuver?
Constantine.
Minus 20, yes, boy.
Yep.
So that's 3 U's now, isn't it?
I'm re-rolling that.
That's a 99.
That's why I'm re-rolling that shit. It's not nasty though. It's not a 4. That's what you said. Bollocks.
Not quite, no. It's almost a 4 though.
We're barely sliding across the fucking cliffs.
Basically, yeah. That's like a good paint scraper at the very least. Like, there's a meaningful buckle in the bottom. Excuse me.
I'm cleaning off space debris. Leave me alone.
Yeah, right. Okay. Okay, so this is the
Shaving weight off
section. Let's see how your mentor does first. Jesus
Shaving
Christ! Reroll?
We're shaving.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, we're in the money now.
Lenny has woken up.
Lenny's most definitely woken up, and with that last roll of yours, Lenny is on your ass. On your ass, still hasn't passed you. So, would we like another speed boost from Lucius at this point, and see what we can get out of this? This is for the sprint along the beach.
I would actually say at this point that Constantine will give Lucius a +10, and that will be 4 is used.
Up to the party.
I mean, I could give him a +5 command because I'm on board a ship. Officer on deck.
You could, yes.
Saves using all of them. How many more rolls do we have to do, actually?
3 more. So
Could use both.
I mean, it's not that important. I'll just use the -5. It's fine.
okay. So yeah, it's minus.
I am re-rolling that.
There we
Hey,
go.
that's about better.
Nice. So flying test at +30.
Plus 30. Oh.
Oh, nice.
Chunky. Still a pretty shit roll coming from me, though.
There we go. Fair enough. You've gained a bit of, yeah. So I mean that's 4.6 degrees of success in his part. Your mentor is the next closest to you with a flying skill of 60. So that's why this is more entertaining. So yes, you've got like a bit of room to wiggle with. Wiggle with. Anyway,
Wiggle with.
exactly.
Wiggle with.
I don't know. I don't even ask. I don't know. Fair enough. A little bit of room. And now there's some like markers on the beach that's telling you to turn up into the spire. This is a fairly straightforward maneuver. This was actually at a +20. You can keep the speed up doing this, you see. Ooh. Ooh. So with that, you've been passed. That was a pass with 5 degrees of success. Would you like to re-roll that 0.7?
With a +10.
Oh, yeah. That's a plus 30
No,
then.
it's a re-roll.
Oh, it's a reroll,
It's a
isn't it? Yeah,
re-roll,
sorry.
not-
Sorry.
Remember, this would be a fate point, not using since it's not a failed roll.
Yeah.
This would be a fate point. Okay, you fall behind. Not by much, but you're definitely behind him. Okay.
Upsetty.
Yeah. It's the cutter's using like the exact same model as yours, because obviously the Constantine's got some sort of deal. But yeah. So tight turnaround to spire. This is a flat flying test.
I think definitely
+10.
because you're behind, he
Yeah.
would give you a +10 now for 100%.
Is there a limit to
Come
how many
on!
times you can give that bonus?
6.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. The fuck?
Also, that's also a failure, and that is by a greater degree of than yours. However, since he's also got mastery of small craft, you get a reroll. That's a pass. Not by much, but it's a pass.
Yeah,
Pass.
I'm
That's
going to go
1.5
for the
degrees of
reroll as
success.
well.
You rerolling a reroll.
That wasn't a reroll.
The 0.3 it was, wasn't it?
No.
Nope.
Okay, by all means then.
Did we have +10 to that? I can't remember.
Yes,
We did,
because
didn't we?
You're in behind.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now this is pod racing.
yeah, fucking pull off some crazy fucking maneuver around him, and get past him. Nice, and that's passed by. I was going to say I've been sort of doing this fairly roughly by differences in degrees of success, so that's so you're ahead by roughly 4.5 degrees worth of successes. Okay, another tight turn. So it's another flat roll.
Oof. Oh,
Oh, boy's making ground.
fucking! You mess with the newt, you're gonna get no shoot.
Okay, guess who's getting his ass shot off?
I was going to say, the next roll, I'd like to boost if possible.
Oh, okay.
Give me that Slavic base boost.
Is that happening now?
It will be happening now. If you want to do it at this point, this is little speed boost, and
How many laps are there?
1.
Oh shit! Yeah, okay. Definitely re-rolling this. How many times do I get to re-roll with Karna's re-roll? Is it
What do
just
you mean?
once? He gets that that minus. That +5.
I'm guessing that's going to be applied. It's you're re-rolling the same roll after all, so.
Mhm.
Yeah, use it again.
Ah, damn it.
Okay, no extra boost. Okay, so if you're going for straight line speed, let's see where we're. Like barely a failure. It gives a flat flying test just to. You automatically get a reroll on failures, so.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, you've.
I am speed.
Got a bit of distance, so this can be a ballistics roll. To see if we can get any damage in the cutter. Woohoo! So this is with the twin linked autocannons at the front that you're more than familiar with. And
Do I get dodge?
I mean, it's a vehicle. There isn't like anything explicitly stated like that. I'll let you do a flying test at -30.
And we've still got some inspiration left, haven't we, from Finger?
Yeah, we got one more.
Yeah, to
We
use the
use
last
it.
one.
This counts. Yep.
Yeah.
One more. So it's -20 now.
Yes,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we live.
I am
See,
a leaf on the wind.
I was gonna say, you do a barrel roll and like a stream of fucking tracer flies straight through where you just were.
And the sounds of the Top Gun theme music are in the background.
Fair enough. And we're going to be doing one more thing of shooting. Do one more flat flying test for me, just to check distances. Small success. Man. Okay, one more
That's what
ballistics is gonna be-
70 injured.
And with the penalties imposed, that's a miss.
Swiggity swooty.
Congrats.
Can't shoot my booty.
You've won the race.
Yay!
Excellent.
Woo!
Nice job.
5-minute break.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Sure.
I'm not going to say I'm a leaf on the wind again because I'm going to get fucking shot with like a giant steak.
Yeah, I mean,
Finish the
whenever people
race and
use
the
that,
person.
I always have to remind them how that ended.
Exactly.
No, I'm going to get some more tea. Although I really could have gotten tea at any time there, but you know, I was on the edge of my seat.
Hey, Matt, that's what having a 70 in flying pilot skills does for you.
That was some Ayrton Sennaing then.
I think once we rank up again, I can take another +10, so I'll have +20. So I'll be rolling with 80s.
Aren't there any more like skills you can take that, you know, help with things?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the full table yet. I think I'm going to try and go into the... can't remember. Augment Assist, is it? Jack myself into the gun cutter.
Yeah.
Well, jack myself into my new shiny ship that I've just won.
It's basically what they do anyway, like the captains of the bigger ships. Basically what they do.
Back in a second. Du-du-du-du-du-du.
Fuck. Fuck. Sorry about
Hello.
Welcome back.
that. Cool. That went annoyingly smoothly.
You're welcome.
Ha 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 ha.
Right, so back.
I need to do some dice rolls, see what the fates of the rest of these guys are. So let's see. I did. Oh, dear. Okay. Fine. Okay. Cool.
Ha ha.
Truth be told, I was saving one fate point over just in case I had to burn it to save my life.
Wise move.
I was going to say, you can burn spent fate points purely because of like the extremity of the action, you can
Yeah.
burn when you've spent. So,
Okay, fair
you
enough.
don't need to worry about like saving them just in case.
Okay, cool. Understood.
I only used one. Ha 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 ha. Officer on deck or whatever I used is wonderful. I wish I'd remembered it up until this point.
Okay then. So you arrive back in the stadium with thunderous applause. Touch on down, and of the 10 craft that left out, only 7 return. You arrive back to find out that Elsa Brandt has died. Sorry. The crew, sort of sponsored by Ignatius Whimsy, has almost completely died. Apparently the pilot has just about been recovered, and if he's lucky, might be able to become a servitor later in life after he's a little bit less.
Dibs.
Uncle Al comes back, sort of hops out because they're only shortly behind you. Uncle Al hops out and gives Theodore a very warm handshake and congratulates him and does all the fabulous stuff. Oh, great job, my boy! All that sort of stuff.
I'm gonna exclaim to Lenny, he did his best, old man.
Does he smoke giant stinking cigars?
Which
Because
one?
he seems like
Uncle
Uncle
Al?
Lenny.
Oh,
Not
Le-
Uncle Lenny. Yeah.
I was going to say
Lenny.
Flight Marshal Lenny Kane. I don't know. Connor, would he smoke massive cigars?
He got big old Cuban cigars, has a big old mustache. He's a piloty looking pilot.
Right. Okay.
It's big alls.
I was going to say you're talking that sort of like Florida Swamp Pilot sort of look with the like Hawaiian shirts and shit. Like the kind of guy that looks like he does island hopping in a Catalina.
No, he doesn't. I'm talking like proper old school pilot, not the ones that fucking fly the planes they've glued together that afternoon.
Big fluffy mutton chop sideboards and
Yeah, mutton chop with the big old mustache.
yeah.
He looks like the guy who flies the helicopter in the Mad Max film.
Sweet.
Like a captain's hat. Bloody smokes the Cuban style cigars, but also has a pack of low sticks in his right breast pocket.
That's pretty much the list are. Anyway.
Shut up.
He sort of comes on over, shakes your hand, and sort of offers you one of his famous cigars.
I'll take it.
Sweet. Some more cheering and whatnot from the crowd, and blah blah blah, good sportsmanship, blah blah blah, blah. Happy days, cool. How's everybody else going to react? You just won a massive Thunderhawk, which we'll get to in a second. Don't worry.
Mouse has been watching this on a screen somewhere, and as it passes the finish line, he stands up and goes, "Yeah!" And this massive tray of crab puffs goes flying everywhere.
Yes.
That was
the
on his
table
lap.
tips over as well.
Yeah.
Sure,
why not?
As he stands up, there was a massive bench. It was like a really massive long bench seat with about 20 people on it. But because he weighs so much, as he got up, the bench kind of flipped.
I was thinking more that his quote tray of crab puffs was more like a foldable table with the legs up. But anyway, sweet. Has Lucia been paying attention to the race, or?
No.
Fair enough. What you will know is that his Power of Warren has survived the race.
That's all she'll care.
Fair enough then. We'll get to that I'll get to that soon. So, you're down there for a couple of minutes to celebrate until all the sort of ships are down and landed. Caligus Winterscale, Lord Winterscale, will come on down to the track, walking over towards you three, Lucius, Theodore and Hendrickson. And,
Yeah, boy.
we'll sort of shake all your hands in turn. I was going to say, I assume Lucius would in fact shake hands with this man, yes.
Yeah, he would probably apply a little tiny bit too much strength that it hurts. Like, oh, whoops, my superior bionics. I apologize.
Fair enough. There's no major offense taken. He isn't too good at me. Peculiarly enough, he shakes Theodore's hand second, and then turns his attention to Hendrickson. Shakes your hand and then sort of raises it up in the air for another, roaring cheer out of the crowd. And congratulations, you're flying. That was some great flying, my boy. It's if you ever get bored working for young Constantine here, just give me a shout and you can have a job in a heartbeat.
Oh, keep that in mind, sir.
Fantastic. Now, we've got some business to do. We've got a Thunderhawk to sign over to your name.
Your name.
My name.
Your
Your
name.
name. Not Constantine's. Yours.
I was gonna say at this point, Constantine's looking a little bit confused. It's like, yep, but my lord, you said the winner of the race would get the Thunderhawk skills to turn turns. Quite right. I didn't see you doing any of the flying, young Constantine.
I'm trying to hide a smile.
So
I think you should take a check for that to see whether you
I
do
was just
manage
about
to
to get
hide it.
I think you should. So that sounds like a will.
Concealment.
No, fuck no, that's a willpower roll through and through right there. Nice.
Oh,
Successful.
it's only succeeded because half my mouth's covered in a fucking glow stick.
So, he's looking, led off to the side, and the servitor will come out. The sort of like a quill and a lovely fresh piece of parchment, with some very official-looking seals, and assign your name here, please. At the bottom. You don't read High Gothic, do you?
No. I don't know. Would literacy help?
Not really, no.
Well, shit.
Just gonna have to bluff it.
I was going to say. So basically, the entire contract of ownership is all written in High Gothic, is I suppose with these sorts of things. Other than the various obvious places where you need to sign your name.
He signs an X.
Yeah, wait, you're literate, right? Yeah, you are. Thank fuck. That could
Yeah.
that could be really fucking awkward.
I am literate.
No,
You
but-
fuck.
No, don't say that like it's an obvious thing. It's really not. There's like
I know, but I'm not going to take all these different laws that I have and not take literacy.
I mean, Mouse isn't literate. I mean, that's not saying much, but Mouse isn't literate.
Oh, yeah.
He lets his fists do the talking.
Well,
I
whenever
just-
Mouse
I don't
needs
know,
to
I have
sign
to-
something, we pass him a white Crayola.
I'm gonna say, strictly speaking, Lucia's not literate either. See it down here. That's weird.
Am I the only one that's literate?
No. Most people are literate. It's Mouse and Lucia that aren't literate. That's weird. Anyway, so yeah, big thing at the bottom. Caligus will sign his name in very, very fancy and very well practiced signature, and sort of
Is this proper John Hancock levels
Oh
of
yes,
massive wild loops and
very much so.
Yeah.
You have made me suspicious of this contract. I can't read.
I'll tell you for free. This is one of those. There's a door in front of you situations.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll sign it.
Fair enough. Cool. Lord Winterskill will pick it up after you signed it, roll it up, wax seal stamp it, and put it into your hand.
Cool. Can I get Scythia to read it to me?
Later on, yeah, I'm sure.
Well, yes, later on. She's not with us.
She's been doing other business at the minute.
I imagine she's going to quite irritated with the fact that I just signed something I can't read.
I mean, what Constantine is right there. He can just read it for you.
That is true.
Somehow, I think he might not want to read it.
Yeah, I mean, Theodore would know right now that it is a fairly standard ownership contract. Much to his displeasure, it is the complete ownership on Hendrickson's part. Like everything that's on it is his, including the two thingamajigs that are in it, Taurus assault vehicles. I'm not gonna lie, this like in like raw money terms, this thing's worth a pretty penny. Like I would actually charge like a profit factor or two for one of these. Like this is a pretty significant piece of kit, especially as in the sort of general package that it's in. For example, normally only Space Marines get access to Thunderhawks, especially the gunship variants, which this is. And secondly, the custom variants of the Taurus assault vehicles are even weirder. Because I'm pretty sure it's only like 1 or 2 guard regiments that get access to the Taurus.
Yeah, there's only one Theolicians.
So, yeah.
Stonks.
Yeah, basically. So yeah. I gotta say, the one thing that's weird about the Thunderhawk is the fact that it's got disturbingly low armor compared to the Guncutter. Well, not disturbingly low, it's like noticeably lower. But I suppose the idea there being you've got not really actually.
Don't need armor when they're not going to be alive to fucking shoot you.
Yeah, I was gonna say for what is like
We are flying a flying howitzer.
3 armor points, then 2 armor points, then 5 armor points. Yeah, for what small trade off in armor points you get, you're definitely up trading quite a lot in well, weaponry. 4 twin linked heavy bolter.
Damage.
Double las cannon, turbo laser.
There's no one looking at the turbo laser. Like you're jizzing over the wrong thing.
The turbo laser is the bee's knees.
Yep. The felling in that is particularly effective.
Oh, wow.
That's normally a mechanic that's only used in like Deathwatch, and that like straight up like removes armor. Like it doesn't. It's like penetration on steroids. Like it will remove that amount of armor permanently from something when it hits it. That sort of thing.
Hellstrike missiles.
Yeah, good luck getting more of those, by the way. I'll tell you that much up front.
Oh.
Oh, those things will be fucking expensive, man.
Can you use other missiles in that space though? That
in theory,
slot?
yeah.
I'm sure Lucius, given some time, could come up with something.
I don't like it when
We'll come up
Phil
with some
uses
weird
the
shit,
word
though.
in theory.
Oh, you could weaponize the virus grenade into a missile.
Now that's a thought.
Okay. I'd rather not. Never mind, it's 40k. I can't be branded a war criminal.
Is that how you perform your own budget exterminatus?
Basically. So yeah, this thing is a pretty significant upgrade. You obviously get a lot more cargo capacity. You can get the Tauros over to the side, or I don't know, probably like some cranes so they can be like hoisted up to the roof, sort of thing, or you can make plenty of room in this. There's enough room for 30 Space Marines to sit quite comfortably down in the cargo bay, so there's plenty of room. I don't know, like a few tons of cargo without any major issues. Quite a few tons of cargo, in fact. So,
Yeah, because the damn things are designed to carry rhinos, aren't they? So.
Yeah, you can get like one rhino, but like fuckers, give me a rhino.
All right, boys.
Everyone else is getting a vehicle, so I'm going to get a rhino.
He's going to build his own.
No, I think you're becoming the point where you are a rhino.
I mean, it's only 7 armor.
It is,
We
yeah.
got 7 armor. Come on.
So yeah,
He could hodgepodge and try and combine both Taurus assault vehicles into one vehicle, and then strap a bunch of weapons to it.
they come with heavy bolters mounted on top.
I mean,
so yeah, I was going to say, at this point we might as well say he's transitioned around the hangar and are currently having a lovely gawk over this thing.
I've already fired the engines up. What are you talking about?
What, seriously?
Nim 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 nim. I ain't flying. I'm just fucking routine.
Fair enough, doing a rundown. I was going to say, if doing like the basic like diagnostics and stuff like that, if this were a car, this would be like a showroom car. This thing has like barely even taken off the car. Like it's done its test flights, it's done all its like passed all its various certifications, and its machine spirit has been purified and sanctified, and briefed and debriefed, and it's good. It's good to go, and it is fresh, which doesn't happen very often. Quite frankly, the fact this thing isn't like 500 years old and has been used in like many assaults is peculiar in itself. It's brand spanking new.
Ha 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 ha.
I was gonna say, Lucius is looking at the sort of finer details and the like actual like engineering that's went into it. There's definitely been some care and attention, and you would definitely believe that Lord Winterskill pulled like a very meaningful favor for this. There's been some. They definitely didn't put any tech adepts in this. Let's put it that way. It's definitely been built by very skilled hands, and not to say that the other ones didn't really put together badly, but this one's probably had a little more love and attention to it than one of the contracted pieces for the Astartes.
Yeah, totally. I think Lucius would be a little bit jealous of the ground vehicles, at least, because he can drive those, at least. But I don't know. He's happy he's got access to a Thunderhawk, at least.
I suppose it would have like a proper, unlike the Cutter, a proper engineering station for Lucius, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a Thunderhawk. It's a lot more significant. I think realistically speaking, like as far as like living space is concerned, there hasn't been like a massive like upgrade in that. In fact, it's probably a little bit more utilitarian in some shape, forms, and fashions. But again, that like huge increase in functionality otherwise. So
Yeah, I mean they're purpose built, aren't they? They're built for a purpose.
yeah. Likewise, it's got a 4-person crew on it. So it's pilot, co-pilot, gunner, and navigator, rather than simply pilot, co-pilot. Co-pilot doing all the gunning. So yeah, it's pretty meaty. I'm actually quite surprised that the race went so smoothly. I mean, two people, like 4 people died, but
Not me.
Agsy the gunner's seat when I'm on it.
yeah. So yeah, just get that all organized. Theodore's still trying. Theodore's there trying to look around it and look important and act as if it's his. Seems we're chatting to Grandpapa Constantine is there, and Uncle Al's there, and they're all having a nice inspection around it. And Theodore's being the one to show them around it as if he knows anything he's doing, acting as if it's his. He would appear not to have mentioned the small detail that Hendrickson is the owner of it, but you will be overhearing lots of, oh yes, fine addition to the family fleet, yes, oh brand new, yes, woo, all this sort of stuff. But unless you guys have anything to add from the Thunderhawk, shimmy off to the second part of race day.
I have an important question. What's this new Thunderhawk going to be called?
Ooh,
I mean,
Good point.
that's a very good question.
Yes. I'm going to need to think on that.
It's an inanimate object. It requires no name, clearly.
That sounds like something.
Don't let a tech priest hear you say that.
Hendrickson's honey.
My brain's still tainted from the video from last night, Phil. Uncle Bobby B, baby. It practically makes us family.
You could call it Enola Grey.
Well, so we'll leave that for the end of the session for having a name for that. We'll give Connor a little bit of time to think. So, actually, you know what? Race day will come and go. It'll be a full day and night of celebration from everybody's part. Many of the road traders are amasect up to their eyeballs and moderately to majorly hungover, depending on how many augmetics and whatnot they happen to have. Lucia, at some point during the night, Scythia will come to you and will be briefing you on the plan for the next day.
Okay.
I know. What's Lucy's routine been since she got here? What's the general idea? Like just hanging around in a room being all moody, or like?
No. She would be practicing all of her skills over and over again. Then for rest, she would go to the chapel and obviously pray to the Emperor. Rest, because she'd know rest is important, and then training again, just to make sure that all her, senses and muscles are in perfect tune.
Fair enough.
Meditation.
And obviously going over any information and committing it to memory that Scythia sent her.
Okay. So, Scythia will have informed you that the meeting is going to be happening on a small island. About 20 kilometers offshore. It's pretty much used exclusively for
I see it.
private meetings and whatnot. There's some big jammers, electronic jammers, sort of based around it that can be sort of turned on from the gazebo at the top of the top of the island. Privacy from any long range sort of bits and bobs, but the simple fact that it's 20 kilometers out from shore is generally enough to keep it fairly private without having to resort to major measures.
Okay.
Scythia's arranged a meeting with Alexis Paravorn as representative as Constantine. particularly as a representative of young Theodore, who is trying to make some contacts out in the universe and excuse me, Lord Captain Powerborn is something of reputation of establishing colonies. No one knows exactly where they are, but one thing she's talked about is her various exploits in sort of setting up some of the struggles she's had and the breakthrough she's made in doing such things. As neglected exactly where though in any conversations throughout the week, but no one's is of any doubt that she's lying because it's all right sort of detail and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
No reason to doubt her, but obviously it's kept the location secret. Through some of Cynthia's extended research has determined that she's definitely aware of the bounty in her head, but if any of the rogue traders that have been about this week know about it, no one's decided to mention it. I suppose from your interactions with her, you would notice that Cynthia seems to have slightly more, well, I wouldn't say as much of a personal stake as you, but it's definitely doing this as much for herself as she is for you, I think would be the way to describe it. Confirms that Alexis Powerborn has an Ogryn butler, because why not? And from what sources what off-world sources she's been able to contact, has confirmed that the golden staff she has with her is some sort of psi booster. She hasn't managed to catch her out using any of her psychic powers in the presence of all these traders, though.
Well, no, it would be blatant to, so I'd imagine not.
That's it. I mean, any sort of mess up in such a relatively high-tech and like linked-in place like this is gonna, well, I could blow her
Set
whole
alarm bells off here.
And as much as some people could let an unsanctioned psyker sort of, they could maybe sort of pass it by. It's one of the few things that the Inquisition takes very seriously.
Oh, yes. So she would keep it very quiet.
Yes.
There's a reason why there's a bounty on the head from them.
The order, yes, the bounty is indeed from the Order of Hereticus. For her being an unsanctioned psyker. So obviously at some point she's got it clocked. Or more the points that, I mean, you don't know for sure, but you assume that it was someone from your own cult that discovered that particular detail about her.
Yep.
As the initial bounty report you got was a standard bounty report, then the updated one Cynthia has found recently has been sanctioned by the Order of Hereticus. So it's obviously been upgraded at some point. As such,
which would mean even more to Lucia because of Inquisition Emperor.
Yes.
It would kind of amplify the seriousness of the job for.
Yes. So Cynthia's mentioned that it is well within her interest to have this meeting on the island. The agreement has been to show up with, one representative each, obviously. And so Cynthia has opted to take Mouse along with her as her representative because, Ogryn plus Ogryn.
Yep.
She's got an Ogryn, Cynthia's got an Ogryn. It's all fair. The plan to get Lucia out there is in combination with her cameline cloak and a rebreather to essentially clamp onto the bottom of the boat and hang on.
More than possible.
More than possible, yeah. So like little tether and rebreather and all that sort of stuff. You don't even need the cameline cloak. You're under the boat. You're fine. All clicked in. Just it's obviously there just in case there's any scannings and whatnot to make sure that everything's legit. So yeah. So, sort of vaguely late on in the morning, Mouse, you'll obviously get your order sent through to you, coming from Cynthia, asking you to meet her down at one of the sort of skyports initially, and you transition down towards the beach, where there'll be a jetty and a couple of boats.
Okay.
As far as Mice is aware, Mice will have been told that he is escorting Scythia to a very important meeting. And,
He'll definitely have all his gear then.
Yes, it's a very important meeting, and it might be dangerous, but to otherwise try and be in his behavior. It's with another rogue trader. So, whatever that means to you, I suppose. I suppose Mice would indeed be warned that she is very dangerous if it goes wrong. So yeah. And any particular input in that, or is this just going to be another job?
I think he'd certainly be, reasonably alert and, expecting potential trouble.
Okay. Oh, she will also mention that the person she's meeting up with also has an Ogryn as her bodyguard.
Okay.
And we did have that conversation, remember, if he remembers.
I think that was mentioned last session.
I think it was, just making sure
Yeah.
we're all on the same page here. Yeah. I was going to say, Mice will not be seeing Lucia at this point and will not be told otherwise, for reasons that I think I mentioned that she's telepath last week, didn't I?
Yeah. She's telekinetic?
Telepathic, not telekinetic.
Telepathic, sorry.
Quite an advantage around a bunch of rogue traders, especially in a room full of all of them and their secrets bumping around their heads. So yeah. Boat trip will go on. The fairly standard boats, nice and fast, and it's both arrive at the island. So it's roughly bottom-ish docks. So you rock up at the docks, and Alexis and her Ogryn guard are there, sort of standing there waiting. I gotta say, Mouse, even you think her Ogryn bodyguard looks stupid?
Okay. He's clearly not a bonehead then.
He is most definitely not a bonehead. No.
He's an empty head.
Very much so. Scythia will dismount the boat. Signal for Mice to also dismount the boat.
Yep. Okay. It's certainly. I'll just move my token as well.
Yeah.
Sort of loom behind her as he does.
Yeah, sounds good. That's exactly what Ogryns are designed for: looming or killing. It's one or the other. Scythia will give a nice formal bow and introduce herself as a representative of House Constantine. We'll give full name of Scythia Constantine, but as a representative, not ever claiming to be a root. And I suppose more for reference, Alexis isn't particularly won over by this. She doesn't particularly like the fact that she's sort of talking to quote an underling of sorts, but she's still speaking to a member of House Constantine, so it's happy enough to have the meeting, sort of stuff. So everybody, I suppose, will on up the way. I'm just going to be lazy. Just teleport. Oh no, the boat doesn't need to go. Reorganize that little tiny bit. There we go. So yes, Alexis and Scythia will go on ahead and sit down and start discussing what sounds like some fairly boring politics. Mouse definitely doesn't know the language. It sounds, it's High Gothic. So if you're talking when High Gothic is sort of the noble types do, seems like a fairly standard conversation. What's Mouse's reaction to other Ogryn? I don't know. What's the general situation going to be?
He'd be watchful, I think. He'd certainly keep an eye on the other Ogryn and take note of how he's decked out, what gear he's carrying. But he'd be taking a look around as well, just kind of making sure nothing was trying to sneak around him unawares. Basically doing general bodyguarding things, which he's probably not totally... Like, he's probably done a bit of it before. It's not really his speciality, but...
Yeah, that'd be fair to say. Yeah.
There'll be plenty of occasions when somebody's decided a large hulking presence in the background would be conducive to negotiations.
I think in some cases it's more to even up the playing field in this scenario. Trying to start any arm wrestling contest or anything like that. Keep it professional.
Is this Ogryn? I mean, this Ogryn's like probably a bit taller than Mouse.
Probably a little bit taller, but definitely also quite a lot more stupid.
Yeah.
But for every centimeter he has on Mouse, he's about 2 IQ points shorter.
Okay.
Once back down to the boat, Lucia, the boats have been inactive. There's Boeri, I think. Boats have been inactive at this point for, I don't know, like a good sort of 15-20 minutes.
Would she have had the hawk with her? Or is the island proofed against something like the hawk?
It would be, I'm afraid, slightly. Well, actually, no. It's there's like a comms bubble around it. So if you told it to go to point whatever, it would still be able to follow those commands.
Yeah, well, I would have told it to follow the boat at high altitude, so it's not noticed.
Yeah, I mean, it can do that visually. So yeah, it doesn't need. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, your Thunderhawk is generally high altitude around the island at some point. So you can call
I mean, in that case, I'll just get it to las cannon.
You what?
You just called it the Thunderhawk.
Sorry, your grapple hawk. My apologies.
Sorry.
It's like, what?
This assassination suddenly got
Since
very
when-
spicy.
Since when was your last cannon is grapple hawk? What the fuck? Yeah.
All right. First of all, did Scythia give me any information on how I should approach a building, or is that bit down to me?
That's down to you. She's basically creating a situation for you, and
Okay.
now that you're out of the water, your comms have cleared up a little bit, and you're hearing the general flow of the conversation. Actually, you don't actually speak High Gothic, do you? That's awkward.
I don't know.
Gave the A10 warthog
Don't.
legs.
Oh well.
Well, I wouldn't need to know it. There'd be some kind of pre-arranged word or signal that went, something that Scythia would have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be...
Saying that, any time from now is okay, kind of thing.
Don't worry. I think you'll know exactly what point you can get going at.
So, okay. So, do I have... My initial thoughts would be that the island may have surveillance on it as you're approaching along the path.
No, none. This is set up as a secluded,
Right.
private meeting place. There's a, like I said, a sort of comms blackout bubble around the island. There's no
Right, and there's no security, nothing on there.
nothing. The security of it is the fact that it's 20 kilometers offshore.
Right, okay. No, I was just making sure there's no cameras that they can see, on the inside, so I can walk virtually freely.
Yep.
Okay, I shall start to approach.
I was going to say, you're clear up to about... I'm going to say up to about here. Is the point where the Ogryn potentially start seeing you. So...
Or, I've just had another thought, actually.
Oh yeah, you've got all your grapple stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I could go directly up the cliff.
You could, yeah, that's more fun.
I've got my grapple stuff. I wouldn't use the grapple hook because that would be noticeable. But I have got my, I think it's plus 30 climb gear, so... Are the windows facing out onto the cliff?
No, it's a completely open gazebo.
So they could clearly see me if I came over the top of the cliff.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, so I'll take the long way round.
obviously you've got like large sort of bushes over here. You could sort of take a bit cover back.
Yeah, I think the better, stealthier approach would be the longer one.
I mean,
Going
alternatively,
around rather.
alternatively, you can sort of like hang off the side of the cliff and wait for the go, basically. But whatever way you want to work it.
Yeah, I think I'll take the much safer approach because there's more cover. She'd know there's more cover through the grass and the trees and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
And of course, be careful because you don't actually have the swim talent. So.
Well, yes, that as well.
I'm just reminding you because last time I had swimming involved on one of my campaigns, Sam was drowned himself. So.
Oh, the irony of it! His character actually looked like an amphibian.
Yeah. So basically, what he did was he was being bored and he did this. Just moved his character in the middle of the ocean. It's like, cool. So since you're that far out, I'll take a swim test. And then he failed like 3 swim tests and died. Great.
It was a great session because about 5 minutes before that, we blew up a church.
With a cart filled with explosives. Yeah, they literally rolled a cart filled with explosives down a hill to blow up a church full of cultists.
You put us on a backwater planet. We had to improvise.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, that was the Arbiter, wasn't it?
Can't remember. We will get back
An
to
untouchable Arbiter that ended up with a demon Mark Saber.
We'll get back to the storytelling a bit later on.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll take the safe approach up to the safe point.
Cool. So use your ruler for me and just sort of mark out what way you want that to be. If you hold Alt.
Well, it'll be through all available cover, so the longest grass to the trees. No, it'll be the long way round, so there's no going up in, the path. That kind of path that leads up. But along the edge of the cliff.
Oh, okay.
Going from cover to cover.
So you can do that. You get it. Like I said, you're clear up until this point here.
Yeah.
So, okay, so. Just a minute. Yeah. Sweet. So, left or right?
Again, where the most cover is, and I take it the higher things are trees, on the map.
The darker stuff's going to be the actual bushes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so she'll move from set of trees to set of trees. Making the most of the cover, available cover, to maximise her, stealth approach.
Okay.
Just to absolutely double check and confirm, Mouse has absolutely no idea she's here, right?
None.
Okay.
Because telepaths. I was going to say.
You only.
Go ahead.
You only have remember what I told you in that when I asked for you to come and see me.
Okay, let's pretend I remember that.
So yeah, long story short, Mouse's information has been limited because, unlike Cynthia, he's not immune to telepath.
Okay.
On that note, actually, Mouse, can I have a perception test, please?
All right.
This is where the fun begins.
Okay, nothing serious. More just for flavor. Okay, so, Syntax, tell me exactly how Lucia's going to be up here. Use your ruler just so I know myself, rather than.
Right. Okay. She's going to be moving, obviously, using full concealment and stealth. Again, from cover to the best cover to the best cover. Moving as slowly as she needs to, so, she's not rushing this at all.
Okay.
Unless she gets a code word, and then she would just break out into a run. But unless she gets that code word, then it's going to be slow and stealth.
Okay.
How do we get the movement thing on again?
What do you mean?
You wanted me to put the arrow thing as to where I'm
Oh, yeah,
moving?
it's the...
Fourth one down, I believe.
Yeah, I've got the layer one, so yeah, fourth one. It's the one.
Where's my phone pinging?
Okay, nice simple move. Roll concealment at a +20. Wow.
Oh, that's a definite reroll straight away.
Wow.
Rolls are not with me tonight.
They're really not. Just double check the stats I gave this guy because both of you passed, but he passed to a greater degree. Because that'd be really
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. Add plus 30 to that. I forgot to put the plus 30 on because of the Cameline cloak.
That works if you're sitting still. Let me I'm going to double check the rules on that real quick so we're getting this completely right.
Okay.
That'd be really fucking awkward.
Yeah, because there's big bonuses to the Cameline cloak
Yeah.
for concealment tests, so and I didn't add those in.
Get over. There we go.
I think it's plus 30.
Yeah, I know the 30's right, but it's the conditions under where that applies that I'm curious about.
That is some bad rolls. My concealment's pretty
That
decent.
is horrible rolls, yeah. This guy's good perception. Oh. I give him perception of 25, so that's a pass. Yeah, he passed to the same degree as you.
What about the cloak?
2 seconds. I'm going to double check that. It's the spelling. It's spelled really. Chameleon cloak. Hilariously sent. I'll start with one. Chameleon cloak. A character wearing a. Oh no, cool. Yeah, it's a +20. You're sweet. It's a +20
Yep.
regardless. But then it's the if you're stationary, it's the range thing for this being stationary. Otherwise,
I get you.
it's a flat +20. So that's sweet. Cool.
Phew.
Yep, you're sweet. Okay. As you comfortably moved into this bush. Next step.
Next step would be slightly more, because the next available proper. Oops, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Next available proper cover is either there or there.
But
The rest is just.
I will consider them as good as each other.
Okay, so she'd probably go for this one.
Cool. Give me.
In that direction, anyway.
So that's concealment +20. Holy fuck.
Now, is that +20 for the cloak or plus
That's
20
included.
overall and the cloak?
That's included. The cloak included. So it's your roll is +. Wow, these rolls, man.
I know you're rolling good and I'm rolling shit. I'm gonna have to re-roll that as well.
You actually are, yeah, because that's a pass with 2 degrees, 1 degree success. There's one very fucking perceptive Ogryn up there.
He brought his
There
binoculars.
you go. You're sweet.
There's my proper concealment.
What's that last one? Yeah, that last one was a 72. Yeah,
I know.
shit. Okay, this
Lucius infected me with his rolls.
so this can be the last step. So, since you're that a little bit closer, he's going to have a slightly better chance of finding you. So once again, roll concealment at a +20. This. I'm assuming this is going to be up to here.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Gives the roll. Okay, there is a chance. No. And you're sweet. Okay. I was gonna say your grapple and shit just like lets you be there basically, doesn't it? Like there's no real
Yeah.
there's no like ballistic tests or anything.
There's no test. It's the only there literally is no test. It just allows me to do it.
Cool.
It's basically a normal move.
Tools, yeah, just double checking because it's like 2 down. Grapple, blah 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 blah. Yeah, sweet. Okay. Mouse, can I have another perception test from you at a +10 at this point, actually?
I think I can manage that.
Again, just for flavor. But
A butterfly happens to like fly in front of his face, and he goes "ooh" for a second.
yeah, I was gonna say with a 98, that sounds about right. Yeah. It's fair to
In his
say.
defense, it's a very pretty butterfly.
It's a untouched pleasure world. I'm sure it's a very like unique and fantastic, very colorful butterfly. Yeah, sure it is. Okay, cool. I will say the one thing. Actually, can I tell you what? Actually, can I have a perception test at a -10? Yeah, -10 from Lucia.
Uh-huh.
Nice. You hear the tone of the conversation starting to change a little bit, and it's definitely slipped past the formal politeness and into there's heat, and not the good sort. The I'm still trying to be polite to you, but you're making it very difficult to be polite to you sort of tone.
Oh, from Scythia.
Yes. It's fairly mutual actually. Both of them are definitely a little bit more annoyed.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Have I got a clear view of them from here?
No.
Oh, okay. And where is the door? Is it at the end where Mouse is?
It's completely open. It's just that there's some steps there, and there's.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, chest high platform sort of thing.
Oh, so I could easily just step up, really.
Yeah, basically. So I mean, you've got just judging by the sheer amount of steps here, you've got roughly like a 2-3 meter cliff where you're at right now. So you will have to like rappel up, but like it's pretty mundane, really.
Yeah. So I get the sense it's the go time is now.
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Okay, then she'll wait.
Like I say, it's that sort of grumpy heat rather than a
Okay.
Like shit, drinks aren't going to get thrown off tables just yet.
But there was that Scythia would say something, a phrase, just something, so she'd know.
Oh yes, she didn't give you a code word, but she said you'll know exactly when you need to be moving in.
Okay. So she will hunker down and use full concealment, but she will train the sniper rifle in the rough direction just in case.
You can't shoot anything up there. You do know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in
making sure.
case.
Okay.
Just, being sure for all eventualities.
Just in case somebody comes flying off the cliff is what you're saying.
Yeah, whatever. Just in case. And she'll have the Thunderhawk obviously taking a high bird's eye view.
The Thunderhawk, you say?
The Thunderhawk. The grapple hawk. I did it then.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Cool. Okay then. So the conversation goes on for another couple of minutes and devolves into Low Gothic, and Alexis sort of shouting, almost screeching, actually. How dare you make such accusations at me? I am, Lord Captain, rogue trader. You make these accusations of me. You're nothing. You're a second-rate servant in your own family. How can you say this sort of thing to me? Blah, blah, blah. Mouse, perception at +40.
How many degrees of failure do you think I'm still going to get?
I hope not many.
All right, there we go.
Jeez.
You'll note that the other Ogryn has been sort of casually unslinging his heavy stubber as things have went on. As sort of stealthy as you can get, I suppose.
Okay. Mouse is, with no attempt at subtlety, also going to have his bring his Ripper gun. Just, not like pointing at anyone, but kind of holding it in a ready position.
Where it was slung and hanging off his back is now in his hands. Yes, that's
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
Making sure the other Ogryn gets a full look at him doing it.
After sort of Lady Paravon's third or fourth attempted ream at Scythia, you just hear something along the lines of "God Emperor, damn this, I can't be fucked," and before Mouse even you register, Scythia has her Inferno pistol pointed at Alexis's head and says in no uncertain terms, surrender yourself to the Black Ships now under the authority of the Order Hereticus. That was also over the comm.
Move as fast as she can. Full movement.
Mouse is going to bring his gun up to cover the other Ogryn at this point.
You see, Lex does little sort of head tilt of sorts, as if Scythia's insane for doing this, and you see her grab her staff and very visibly concentrate, and I was going to say, Mouse and Lucia, both of you will feel a wave of this when she says it. She tells Scythia directly to put her gun down. Can I get a willpower test at a -30 from both of you? Sorry, willpower test at a +30 from both of you. My apologies. Cool. Both of you feel a mental wave, like a very as much as a suggestion as a command wash through your heads, sort of willing you to put your guns down, but it's so off at the edge that neither of you feel like the need to listen to it, but very intended. Mouse, you will know.
This would. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just saying, I know that she's got some kind. Would I know it's her doing this?
Oh yeah, it was her voice.
It would just send me. It would motivate me to go as even faster. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, no worries. Can I have a climb test at a plus 30?
Oh crap! It is a climb test, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This could go bad. Can acrobatics come into use at any way possible?
I'll give you another plus 10 for your acrobatics.
Phew.
Nice. Cool. You get up in reasonable speed. Apparently, you haven't practiced grapple quite as much as you may have wanted, but you're definitely up. Alexis is looking very disturbed at the fact that Cynthia didn't so much as flinch at her words, and we're going to roll initiative.
Yay!
I've got to remember to roll this properly now as well.
Is it a D20? D20?
D10 plus agility bonus.
10.
Oh shit! Roll again. Oh, hang on. I've done that on my ballistic skill. I'm weak. Oh, it's alright. My agility same bonus. It's okay.
Oh, that's very unexciting. Just do that. Cool. So that makes life nice and easy. I don't really do that. Do you? I mean, it's only right. City's going to take a point blank shot with their Inferno pistol. Don't worry, she'll still be alive after.
I know. Don't worry.
She will. Apparently, she will very much still be alive after. Where was that? 2. Oh,
Unless
wow.
she re-rolls.
You know what? I think she would reroll that. That's horrible.
In this situation, she might well do life-threatening and all.
Oh, nice. It's 2. That's to the head. Nice. Wow. Okay. That's an Inferno pistol.
What head?
I promised. So, well, the Psyker's dealt with immediately. Let's put it that way, and is very unconscious, but still alive. Yeah, sorry. It's just still alive. Sorry.
It was a grazing shot somehow.
Yeah, I mean, like she's like full on like Harvey Two-Face at this point, but like is like flops to the ground and is she's still visibly alive enough to talk when she has to. There's still an Ogryn in play though. I kind of forgot Cynthia had an Inferno pistol. I thought she had like a bolter or some shit like that. Not yeah. Oh well.
That's alright. It still works.
It still works. Yeah.
One day you'll get the balancing right, Phil.
To be fair, a 23 is like pretty much a max roll, so it's up there. Anyway, carry on. Lucia and Mice. It's a simultaneous turn, but Lucia's in the turn order for.
Okay. My movement is what? 4?
Yeah.
Remember, full walk is 10. So half would be 5.
Sorry, I'll do it. Yeah, 5 pitch.
Yeah, 5 allows me to take a shot at the Ogryn.
Yeah, easily. And
Because that would be my first worry. She might be down, but the Ogryn can still shoot one of the other, either Mouse or Scythia. So we will go my full 5 directly towards the Ogryn.
Okay.
And ooh, maybe it's time. Semi-auto, wrist-mounted bolt pistol.
full action. You can shoot from where you're at. You don't have to move.
Oh, I can see now.
Oh yeah. Like,
Oh,
like I
right.
said, that you're uphill. That's like chest high at most, and it's an Ogryn. You're fine.
Oh, in that case, is all of him armoured?
You're gonna do a cold shot?
Yeah, with the rifle though. Is all of him armoured?
No, he's got his head's uncovered. 'Cause he's got like a sort of fancier thing going on.
Okay. Cold shot to the head.
Okay. With no aim before?
Well, cold shot is a full round action, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've got the minus. It's only a -10 for me now, though.
Okay.
Not -20.
Okay. My point being, your accurate won't come into play here since you're not doing an action. No, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Hang on, let me double check. Accurate is. Is accurate when you're firing on single? They grant an additional bonus of ball add bliss skill use in addition to. Yeah, you have to use an aim action to benefit from the accurate trait.
So let me think. It will be +10 from special favoured weapon. Is there anything else? I can't remember because I did used to have it written down.
I would suggest maybe just chunking it for this round, and just going for.
Yeah.
You've got 3 pen. I will say he's nowhere near as heavily armored as Mouse.
Okay. Okay. In that case,
not another Mouse. So.
In that case, we will go. We'll use the high pen rounds, and still using the rifle because of distance. We'll go for a half action and shoot.
Cool.
Half action aim and shoot. Sorry.
Yes. So big target gets you 10. Range is going to be another 10. Accurate 10. Yeah. So +60.
Starting to think he was going to be heavily relying on psionics.
Sorry, hang on. I clicked the wrong thing.
Nice. Give this 2d10. Oof.
Ugh.
Ugh, indeed.
Lucius, I blame you.
Is... Still decent. Like I say, he's not Mouse, so that took off about a third of his health. Speaking of whom, would the OG Ogryn like to raise the roof?
I think he grin a bit and he briefly considers taking some shots, and then he thinks, "Now, how often do I get to fight another Ogryn?" So he's just going to go straight to melee.
Nice.
And,
Yes.
Go for a run with his bayonet. So basically, stomp up to the guy and give him a bit of a poke.
Nice. Charge action, so that's a +10. A bigger target as well, so that's +20.
Any other?
Nice.
How rough is he looking at this point?
Not bad, not bad. He's definitely looking a bit rougher. Oh, hang on. Yeah, sorry. There you go. Yeah, that was another nice little chunk off him. See where that hit. That was 60. That was straight to the chest. So yeah, I was going to say the bayonets probably would have got about half inch or like half through the armor. So it's like some sort of guard flak sort of thing. So it's like 4 AP. So bayonet, well, 2 penetration got about halfway through. Fair enough. His Powerborn is out for the count so far. And this guy is going to try and give you a big sluggo back. And he fails. So he tries to like swing the butt of his own like heavy stabber up. It seems to be built in a similar sort of manner to be like the stock of it to be used as a club sort of thing. And swings misses.
Okay.
Cynthia is going to. I'm gonna nice and delay an action for her. And Lucia.
I got disconnected from roll d20.
Yeah, I've got that as well.
Yep.
5-minute break. Well, we hope this fixes itself.
Okay.
Sure.
Just a couple of minutes to see. Oh, we're back.
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Okay, never mind then. Okay. Fuck it, we'll finish this off then. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be wrapped up somewhat earlier tonight. But that's to be expected. Okay.
Okay, back in.
Yeah.
Oh, is it back to me?
It is back to you, yes.
Oh, did Cynthia do anything?
She passed in her turn.
Okay. Does the Ogryn look very worse for wear, like in his next action, Mouse is going to slaughter him?
Not that close now.
Okay. Close combat, though.
Honestly, most of the things are negated.
Yeah, with my bonuses and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Exactly the same again.
I was going to say, because it's a large target, you're only really, it's a -20 as far as the combat's concerned, if you include the size bonus. Range is 10. It's whatever bonuses you can bring off that, -10.
To be honest, I think I'm still max on just a -10.
No, aim accuracy dot is 30. Size is 30. +20 overall.
Oh.
Oh no, you've got Weapon Master, right? So that's another 10. So
Yep.
my apologies. In that case,
That's all right,
that's
man.
+30 overall. Nice. 1 extra d10 then. And roll to hit on a +30 again, because you got Righteous Fury.
How fitting. So what do you want me to do? Just roll a d10 or roll the weapon again?
Roll the weapon attack again, and I'll take the damage dice out of that. Use that as d10. Cool. That's 2 extra damage. So 2. That's 9. 27 damage. 27 damage with all that being reduced once. And he is out of it. Mice. You'll see a sort of a sniper shot sort of whiz past. Sort of, I suppose, your right shoulder and into this guy's like upper left shoulder, and I don't know, like I suppose a blow away most of his collarbone or something like that, and he'll collapse to the ground. Combat over.
Mouse kind of would gently use the tip of his bayonet to just angle him away as he's slumping over, so he doesn't get any more blood on his armor than he really has to.
Yeah.
Okay, at this point, she would sprint right past Scythia. She would give it would be a mega fast nod as she went past.
Of course.
You know, the barest of
Yeah.
nods because her eye is up.
It's, middle of combat. I think you're all right.
Yeah, she would literally climb over if she's laying on the back, kind of straddle her chest, look at her directly in the face and say, by order of the Inquisition and by the deaths of my sisters, you are condemned to death, witch. And she would just put her wrist-mounted bolter to the forehead and just bang.
Nice. Witch brains on deck. Sweet.
And she would literally just sit there for a while, just not moving, not saying anything.
Fair enough. In the meantime, Scythia will go up to like a desk or whatever it's like, I suppose, and turn off the privacy controls. Monsieur Hendrickson, you'll be getting a call straight to your brand new Thunderhawk for a pickup.
Fucking newt on the way.
Fair enough.
Mouse is just gonna kind of look for a second like he's gonna ask a question, and he just kind of shrugs.
She will then do the necessaries, of course. A picture.
Yep.
Obviously with an obliterated face, but enough of a face left to be able to see who it is.
Yeah, there's
Take the pic.
I'm
Sorry,
sure
go
there'll
on.
be like a signet ring or something you can take a picture of
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah,
She'll take a picture with the staff next to her. Cut the finger off. Same MO as usual.
yeah. More
Sorry.
than personal effects to identify her. That's very easily done. Not to mention all the various authentications and whatnot used to authorize this trip out.
She'll also obviously do a thorough search of the body. And take anything relevant. Concerning the staff, she will kind of look at the staff and then look at Scythia.
Scythia sort of like waves your hand, so I'll handle that later.
Okay. And she'll take everything else apart from the staff.
Mouse is going to, just because, it's there, he's going to snag himself that heavy stubber.
Nice. That's good.
Another one to add to his wrist collection.
I don't know if you could do that with a heavy stubber. I think it's quite...
No, a heavy stubber is essentially an M60.
It's a 50 cal, basically.
Oh, okay, my bad. We're up a caliber. Nice.
Become 40k Predator. Get it shoulder mounted.
Oh, that's got a respectable range on it, 120 meters.
How to become deaf in 3 seconds?
Until he
1d10
turns the
plus
wrong way and
5,
shoots
that's
himself
not
in the
bad.
head with it.
thorough check of the body, see if there's any information or any data slides, you know, the kind of thing.
Yep, there's data slate. She's got a set of rings which look sort of fairly fancy. Let's see what else do we have on. Check the notes.
She will literally strip her of everything, because to her, she's a witch and a heretic and doesn't deserve anything fine on her.
Fair enough.
Big oof.
I guess this is going to be like there's actually two mentioned, but it's going to be the more common one, I'm guessing.
I'll double check which one.
I think the only difference between them is clip size and time it takes to reload. One's average and one's scarce.
Okay, right. If damage
Stats
is
are
all the
otherwise
same,
identical.
yeah, that's fine then. Which one's got the higher clip?
One's 200 and the other is 40.
Congrats, you've 200 round box mag on it. So fuck it. And then it's D10 plus
5. It's the same as the Hellgun, but less pen, but better range.
yeah, and 2 fair. You can get like manstop the penetrator rounds for that, and then that'll bump it up another like 2 or 3. So you essentially got a like full auto Hellgun that makes lots of DACA. And note that thing only fires in full auto.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay. So you get all the personal effects off her. The things of note are her data slate, some rings which look interesting, and that's pretty much all she had.
Okay, she'll take all of those, stash them in pouches or whatever, tuck them in belt, along with the evidence. And she will just walk up next to Lucia. Next to Lucia. She can't walk up to herself. Walk up next to Scythia, and this time a proper bow, as befits Scythia's position.
Cool.
And just say, on behalf of the sisters, thank you.
Scythia will sort of.
Oh, sorry, there's one more thing.
Okay.
She will take a glove off, take a sword, and cut her hand.
Okay.
And let a little bit of blood drip on the floor, and look at Scythia and say, personal blood debt is now owed.
Okay. Scythia will sort of give you back. Thank you for the sentiment. Say great respect for it. Not necessary. This is all part of. She had her own agenda in play here, but it's glad it all worked out, and hope something like this could work out again in the future. She will then, sort of before backup arrives. I suppose Mouse, you may as well overhear this as well if you want to overhear it. Scythia will inform you that for getting recalled to her family, she was, shall we say, going through selection for the Adeptus Sororitas, but the more puritanical elements considered Cryogene to be impure, and so didn't get any further than that. But because that was noted and sort of taken up so high, she was retained as a contact in the Rogue Trader fleets, as it were, by one Inquisitor, Ravina Carabas, who have ties to the Sororitas.
As she says that, Lucia would make a sign of the Aquila, bow a little bit more deeper than she did before, and say the Emperor protects.
Mouse just kind of subconsciously salutes at the point where she says the Emperor protects. Just, kind of semi-reflexive.
Yes,
Doesn't know what he's saluting, but somebody's saying the Emperor protects, so there must be something worth saluting.
yeah. City will sort of give the buyback. And, I wouldn't say be dismissive as such, but a level unnecessary about it. So obviously a little bit irritated at the situation that when it happened, but it seemed to has a slightly more pragmatic approach of life than most Sororitas would. They're
Yeah, I get it.
little bit black and white. But yes.
But she will say, after Scythia has told her this, she will say, "My trade is secrets. It will die with me."
Will nod again. The black ship should be in orbit any day now, and the witch's body over to them. Along with the staff, we'll keep the personal effects. There appears to be a dynasty up for grabs.
I would request one thing, Lady Scythia. That one of the rings I may send back to the Sisterhood.
Of course. Have them checked over first. Records show that she had at least one digi-weapon. So could be.
She's not bothered which one, whether it's the digi-weapon or the other one. It's more of a you get.
Yeah.
Not a trophy, but something for them to keep.
Not a trophy, but a trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Token.
That's the one. Okay. This I suppose this would be the point where you hear the thrumming new engines of a Thunderhawk roll up, and
yeah, boy.
Yeah, you hear a "yeah boy" over the combi.
I somehow picture this kind of flying overhead with heavy metal music blaring out of speakers.
AC/DC back in black.
Yep. I am Iron Man.
That sort of thing. But yeah,
she would also ask. Sorry, mate. Sorry to.
That's fine.
She would also ask if she could be there as the body is handed over.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
At this point, I have more tech than our tech priest.
In some ways.
You do for now.
I have an entire section of a starship. It's fine.
Yeah, well, do you have fucking...
No, but he has the capability of turning the machine spirit against you, so I wouldn't piss him off.
Remember what happened to the airlock machine spirit? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to annoy it because otherwise your pilot's chair will just always be at the the slightly wrong height for the pedals.
Yeah. Now that's a punishment right there. Like always just having to reach or stretch that small little bit. But yeah, I was gonna say we'll pretty much wrap it up for tonight. But so the next day or two goes by, and as promised, a black ship of the Inquisition will drop out above Soul and Carmine. There's the general mood among the rogue traders is, for lack of a better term, ugh. They're all having fun, and now there's fucking Inquisition in orbit. Who broke something? For the most part, everybody, most people are fairly unfazed. Naturally, the Constantines are unfazed. No previous interaction. Other than Scythia's interaction, it was the Inquisitor she mentioned before she contacted Inquisitor Ravina Carabas. I was going to say, when handing over the body, whoever wants to meet her can meet her.
I would like to be the one that does it.
Everyone gangster until Carabas rolls up.
Basically. I was going to say the one thing. I mean, if Lucius is there, he will notice in particular the particular bolt pistol on her hip, as predicted with Sororitas ties. It is indeed what would appear to be a master-crafted Goblin Diaz pattern bolt pistol. Because nom nom nom. She, Inquisitor Carabas appears to have fairly a decent rapport with Scythia, in that definitely a contact of sorts, and perhaps maybe a little bit sore that she didn't get to keep Scythia as part of her sort of general staff, as it were. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, very happy at the turning over. I can't remember what class. I can't remember. I lost the thing, but a fairly major threat. Having a unsanctioned psyker out, let alone a rogue trader unsanctioned psyker. So fairly major kudos as far as that's concerned. As to specific reward, I will get to that next week.
Lucia would obviously treat her probably with a little bit more reverence than she showed the other Inquisitor, with the bows and stuff.
Yeah.
And the Aquila and blah, etc.
All the bits and bobs, yes.
Oh yeah, all the bells and whistles.
So am I now basically running around with like an MG42, except bigger caliber?
I was going to say it's
You're running around with a Browning.
Yeah, I was going to say
Okay.
it's probably because you're Browning, yeah. Because lol. Yeah, I'm going to say if we get some special ammo running that, it's actually pretty fucking competent. It's just straight up law of large numbers as far as bullets are concerned.
Yeah, that might be a good backup,
Definitely, yeah.
I think.
If you go and have a word with Garvale, he knows some people down on the lower decks who are very handy at making alternative ammunition.
He does, yes. But yeah, so the body handover goes fine. Visitor comes down to the planet for a little while, and I don't know, has some words with some people, and makes sure they're all saying their prayers at night, and all the normal things Inquisitors do. But yes, it's about us for tonight. Unless anyone has got anything to add.
Well, one little thing. Lucia will, at the earliest convenience, obviously she'll keep the ring till she can pass it to somebody at wherever she lands and there's a contact. But she will send a coded message via the astropath.
Okay.
Just with the simple words, "Sisters avenged."
Cool. Excellent. So, anyone else? Cool.
No, not really. Nothing much to add.
Sweet enough. In that case, 400 XP.
Sweet.
And we will get to the political fallout of a rogue trader getting assassinated. Heretic nonetheless. Or sorry, heresy notwithstanding next week.
Oh, mate, I've got 900 to spend.